So today we are going to learn about what we call class inheritance. And remember that inheritance just from the normal layman's language is like inquiring or not inquiring but having the same values as maybe like the person that was born before you. So sometimes in the society you will keep hearing that you inherited a certain behavior. So the same thing again happens in classes. So a class might inherit a certain attributes. So for example, we have a superclass, and again within a superclass, then the class that's inheriting the behavior of the superclass is called a subclass. So this means the superclass is the main class, then the subclass is now the class that's inheriting the behavior of the superclass. So, and for that case, this means that we can also add attributes. Because we are inheriting from this, then we can have additional attributes here from maybe like the main the subclass. So this means you can have also an added behavior, a different one from the person. So maybe like that was born before you. Let's say he had certain maybe like behavior, and then you also have some added behaviors. So that means also that a superclass, and inside the superclass we can have a subclass, and the subclass can also add attributes. So let's look at the architecture of how class inheritance work. So I'm just going to start it here. So we're just going to create our own class. So I'm going to say class. So then you have the name here. So the class name, then you have that. So from here, you can have public methods. So maybe like public, then you can have different methods here. So we can have methods, or also we can have functions. That's the main class. Now, to inherit the behavior of all these methods and functions and also attributes, we might have here some attributes. So for you to inherit these behaviors, you have to create another subclass. So we are going to say class, maybe let's say name2. So this is now our class. And then this class will now inherit. It's going to have the same methods as that one of that the name class. Then it's also going to have attributes, the same attributes, then also the same functions. Then we can add in maybe some other functions. So we can have some other maybe new functions here. So this is how the base architecture of inheritance happens. So for you to make sure that you are inheriting all this behavior, you have to add something here. So you have to add a full colon and make it public. And the public class we are inheriting from is this class. So you have to add your name here. So the name class. So we have our new subclass, then we're inheriting from the main class. So how do we know that we are inheriting from the main class? This is because we are using the same name as the main the main superclass. Then by default, we have to use this. So this means that we are now inheriting the full column. We are now inheriting the behaviors of this class. Now let's have maybe like a simple scenario here. So let's have a simple demonstration. So let's say we are now having a class. So let's say class now driver. So let's say we have a driver. Then the driver, let's say now drives many different types of vehicles. So we can say maybe like void. So let's just create a simple function. So void, maybe like, let's say driver, so driving. So let's say driving lorry. So this means that our driver is able to now like drive a lorry. So we are going to print something here. So like I drive a lorry. Then that's all. Then let's add another method so that it doesn't look as if it's an empty one. So let's add another void method. So let's say driving cars. Then let's just print out something again. So like, hey, I drive cars also. Now let's also add one. No, let's just have this for simplicity. Then the next thing is we want to inherit this. So let's have a class pilot. So okay, so class pilot. So remember, keep in mind that all your classes should always start with a capital letter. So we have class pilot here. Then we want to inherit this behavior of the driver. So public driver. So even if we don't now like put anything here, so that means we will be able to inherit all these methods. So let's just give our driver one additional one. So we're going to say public. So let's give our pilot driving planes. So let's say our pilot is driving planes. Now let's just print out again some just words here. Let's say I drive planes also. Now once we're done with this means now we are ready to call our method to call these classes. So we can now shift this outside the main method. So just cut it and make sure you are outside this, and then at the top here now paste your code. So I'm just going to do some quick alignments here. Yeah, so that's actually done. So we are going to also make sure that we have the right indentation of our code. Great, now we are done. So you have to make sure again also that while you are doing class inheritance, all your classes should actually be outside the main method, so that it will now allow you to call these methods. Now once we are done with this, then we can go now and instantiate the driver class and the pilot class. So let's do this in our main method. So we're going to say now pilot, then give it a name, so pilot. Then we also have a driver, then you're also instantiating it now with driver. So we have already instantiated the two classes. So I want you to remember that this is the main class. So I'm just putting here, although the order doesn't matter, but I'm just trying to put it here so that it a little bit becomes easier for you to understand. Now let's say we want to print one of the attributes of the driver here. So we can say cout driver dot. You now see that we can now access these methods because they are all public. So let's say driving cars, and then let me enter 39 line. So if I now run this, it's okay, our compiler is complaining. So if we now run this, so let's say we now want to access the driver, so you're going to say driver dot driving cars. Now if you run that, then we see now that, hey, I drive cars also. So that is our driving cars. So let's access another method. So let's say driver dot. So let's say driving lorries. Make sure you end that. So let's just do this again in a new line. Okay, let's just remove this because we are done, so that we don't complicate things. So I drive lorry. So let's also do this. So we have the pilot one. So we can, what you can say here is we can now say, let's print for the pilot. So we have pilot dot. You see that now we can access this driving cars and driving lorry also. So if we now say driving cars, then let's see. Remember, we are now under the class pilot and we are not under the class driver. So let's run. Like, hey, I drive cars also. Now let's assume we have the driver. So remember that the driver class is the super class. So let's access this public method of driving planes. Let's see what would actually be printed. So I'm going to say driver dot, maybe did I say driving planes? No, flying planes. Okay, flying planes. So let's say flying planes. So let's run and see what could actually happen. So you see that now the class has no member, because this is we are actually like giving a method that a function that's not in the superclass. So but when we now say our pilot dot flying cars, let's see, it says that I drive planes also. Not driving planes, but now let's say flying planes, so that it at least becomes something reasonable. So you can have that. Cool. Now it says I fly planes also. So that's how inheritance work. but we can also override some methods. So we can maybe because we are inheriting this behavior here, we can override it. So we can change the behavior. So just like when you inherit a behavior from someone, you can be unique because not everybody will actually be the same. So let's say inside our pilot, so we want to override the driving cars. So let's say you are banned from, as a pilot, you are banned from driving cars. So then I'm going to say see out. Maybe no more driving cars, maybe as a pilot. Now let's see here. So let's print both of them. So we have pilot dot, maybe driving cars. Then we also have now the driver dot driving cars. So remember, these are actually like two different methods. These are two different classes. So the pilot, we have the same actually functions. We are using the same function. So remember here that driving cars for the driver is, hey, I drive cars also. Now we are overriding the same class here. So we are saying now that, hey, no more, like for this class we're saying no more cars. So I'm just going to say void, forgot that. So by default the compiler is very intelligent to automatically place this, but it's usually a good practice to place it. So because void actually returns nothing. Now let's run and see. Let's observe what will actually be happen for the same function. Like you see now that, hey, I drive cars also. Hey, I drive cars also. So let's now check what pilot that drive cars. Okay, I think I placed the wrong naming here. Okay, cool. So now let's run. Say no more driving cars as a pilot, and hey, I drive cars also. Now let's place them in a different line so that at least it looks more of a difference. So at least there is more difference. So in fact we don't need this one here. So let's just cut that, and then we place it for the driving cars here. So paste it, and so that's just for adding space. So it's not something complicated. So we're just trying to add a space here so that we can actually closely observe the difference. Okay, no more. Oh, and then I started. So then after we've added a space, so let's rearrange these ones so that we now start with the driver, so that the end line works on our side. Now if you run that, you now say that, hey, I drive cars also, and for the pilot class, no more driving cars as a pilot. So that's how overriding works with classes. So you inherit a certain behavior, and then you can also override it. So just quick recap here. What we are trying to do is we are creating a class. So, and keep in mind that when creating a class, you should always have this opening and closing curly bracket and end with a semicolon. Then wherever that comes here is your own. You can create private, public functions and methods. And for you to inherit the behavior from the superclass, you have to have the class, then the class name. This is the class name for your new class. And then you are inheriting from the driver. So that means you have to use this full colon. So you are telling the compiler, hey, I'm inheriting everything from the superclass. Then you have your opening and closing curly bracket. And then wherever comes here is now your own. So you can either decide to maybe like override the same function, or you can decide to add different attributes or different functions in addition to the one you are inheriting. So that was a quick actually like overview of the class inheritance. And that marks the end of the C++ programming course, and I really hope that you enjoyed. And of course, you can actually still do more research and make sure that you get a deep understanding with when working with the classes.